I opened my World Cup Hero Pack, and this is what happened. Japan, Japan flag. I want the Japan flag. Give me Japan flag. Lucio? Yo, he played for Inter. He played for Inter, bro. That's good. Nah, don't fuck with me. I don't care if it says Bundesliga. I don't care. Nope, I don't care. He's playing for me. Let's go, baby. I may have been the only man on this earth that wanted a Japan flag to show up, but you know, we'll take a Lucio Bundesliga badge aside. He played more than enough games, considering one is all that we require to be eligible to enter our Serie A road to glory. You might be wondering, where's Theo? Don't worry, we played this weekend with him, but today's video is going to be a little bit different, guys. If you're hanging out in the streams, or you follow me on Twitter, or you hang out in the Discord, or you saw my message on the YouTube community tab, you'll know that I'm going to be out of town for the next couple of weeks-ish. So after this video, there's going to be a bit of a break on the channel, and we'll be back by early December. There wasn't enough time to play a whole new formation, so nothing really changed compared to last week. We're still going to play the 4-2-2 that we made. These are the instructions and tactics on the screen right now. I think we did only change one thing, and that is what we wanted the 2 outside cams to do. So we put this guy on free roam, and we put this guy on drift wide. This would have been Theo, so the overlap was magical. As for Dybala and Chiesa up top, that's it. I also did switch Dybala and Berardi, and that's about it for the tactics. But this video is going to be different in the sense that as we watch the highlights of the game that we played, I'm going to be doing a voiceover answering the questions that you guys sent in after I asked you to do so, both on Twitter and YouTube. So thank you so much to those who did send in the questions. Here we go. First question on Twitter, it's DMG here, aka Daniel, aka Mr. Sus. Thank you so much for the support. Guys, go follow this guy. He is another FIFA content creator, puts a ton of effort, and I think he plays New Gen too. So all you New Gen crackheads, you can go watch New Gen gameplay there. As for the Sus question, no comment. Aura, aka Kvaradora, asks, who is the best player in Serie A and why is it Kvaratskhelia? Well, the streets will never forget Kvaradona. What a player. Foot MGR also asks on Twitter, thoughts on Mourinho's current season with Roma. It's been a tough season so far, a lot of excuses, but I believe they were warranted, so I'm going to hold my judgment until June. This season has been absolutely fucked. We lost a lot of players. Mourinho lost a lot of players, and the players he did get to make improvements to the squad were pretty much all out for injury for the majority of these couple of months that crammed 15 games plus European Cups, all thanks to a World Cup that, had it not been there, probably would have alleviated a lot of that stress that caused Roma players, and not only Roma players, everyone's obviously suffering from this, and it just feels like it kind of made the beginning of the season a bit iffy and just a war of injuries more than a football. What do you hate more, pineapple on pizza or Lazio? Asks George, and definitely Lazio more than pineapple on pizza. Dean asks thoughts on Tammy Abraham this season. It's been really hard to watch a player that you really like, that I really like, go through such a bad period. He's such a great guy, but I don't know what's happening. I mean, he maybe needs to make use of this break to regain mentally, because that's clearly the limiting factor. I don't know what happened to him, man. Szechuan says, what's the most annoying thing this year so far? I assume you mean in FIFA, and without a shadow of a doubt, for me, it has to be the lack of manual pressing options. We have constant press, we have whatever the new pressing thing is, but there is no second man press, and I don't think people understand how important second man press is, and so I'm gonna make the most of my opportunity to work with goals to make the most balanced second man press we have ever seen on any video game, because I don't care about all the downfalls. I know all the downfalls of second man press in previous years, and I don't care. I'll take all those downfalls right now over having a second man press that does nothing, because people don't understand how important, how pivotal it is to create a great football game. You need second man press, you need it to be strong, otherwise it's just boring. You need to be able to press people, and you need to be able to do it manually, because don't let anyone fool you into thinking that second man press is not manual. It's the most manual pressing there is, and we need it. Just adding that, I think, would alleviate so much stress of playing any FIFA anywhere, because at least you could put more pressure on the slow, boring, backward walking possession players. Dan asks, which school subject did you hate the most and like the most? Well, I liked PE the most, physical education, obviously, free football, free whatever sport we were doing. I didn't always have to take it, but anytime I was forced to take some theater class, I did not enjoy it. Lias asks, who do you think will win the World Cup? I want to be a bit weird here and say Spain, just because I'm still scarred from the Euro Cup. Even though we won the Euro Cup, I just felt like Spain was so hard of an opponent, and I do feel like their most valuable player is not a player, it's their coach, and if anyone can surprise them, I think it's them. I could be totally off and wrong, but they're in good form. They did well at the Euros, they did well in the Nations League, and I feel like the fact that no one considers them is a plus. Plus, Luis Enrique has been able to, you know, make his decisions, or maybe I'm completely wrong. Beto Trevino on YouTube asks, why do you think there's barely any Italians in the Premier League? I don't think it has anything to do with the Premier League being really good now. I think it's just a cultural thing. The same way 20 years ago when the Serie A was the best league in the world, there weren't a lot of English players that played in Serie A, and there weren't a lot of Italian players that played in the Prem back then. It's just a cultural thing. I think of the major European leagues, English players and Italian players are among those that are more reluctant to leave. Not a question, but thank you, Ayang, for enjoying the playstyle. Billy says, what was your first FIFA title and which was the best in your opinion? My first FIFA game was probably like FIFA 2001 on the PC. Good times, man. Just running down the wing with Cafu, crossing it into one of Totti, Batistuta, and every single time against the CPU, I would score a bicycle kick. Which was the best though, in my opinion? I don't know, man. I think the one I enjoyed the most was probably like super old school. Most of you guys will never have played it, but like FIFA 10 World Cup mode, or the World Cup game, the World Cup standalone game that came out. That was insanely fun. Probably because I associate it with all the offline tournaments and FIFA sessions I would have with my friends. Damon asks, and this is a great question, give some updates on goals and how much influence you have on it. I think I'm going to start making a series of videos about goals. I want to involve you guys in the decision making, but as for my role, I am a game designer of the team. That means that I work alongside the engineers and the art team and everyone to steer the game in the direction that we want it to go. That means I am involved in discussions and tweaking and work in the engine to balance everything, create the foundations of the game. That's what we're doing now, and further down the line will obviously get more complicated. Without getting too much into it, I don't think I'll ever have a bigger possibility to have a say in how things should be in a football video game, so hopefully things go well. But let me know down below if you guys would like me more videos about goals for me, and if you guys would like me to involve you. For example, if perhaps one day there's an internal discussion about what we should do about a certain aspect of passing. For example, what should the ground passing stat do, and what should be the difference between someone with a 99 ground passing, 1 ground passing, and if there's an internal conflict about it, do you guys want me to make a video and ask you guys, what do you guys think? If these are the 5 possibilities, the 5 directions we can go, what do you guys think would be the best option? If you guys would be interested in that, please let me know down below. Jokerman says, you get 4 players for Roma, 1 from each of the clubs. Inter, Lazio, Napoli, and Udinese. Who do you take? Take into consideration who would fit the team, not just because they're really good. From Inter, I would probably go for Skriniar because we lack a lot of good center backs. Other than Smalling, Ibanez, and Mancini are always a bit ugh. Lazio, I would take Milinkovic-Savic because our midfield is in dire need of help. Napoli, I would take Kvaratskhelia because we need someone to be an absolutely ruthless winger. From Udinese, I would take Deulofeu, another striker, mostly because I'm not aware of all their players as much as I would be with the other options, but you know, Roma really could use strikers. We have barely scored any goals despite creating a lot of XG. Carlos asks, would you trade off getting rid of kickoff glitch and idiotic AI for not having Serie A Italian players in FIFA? You know what? I'll one-up you. I would trade off playing with anyone. I would play with 11 mannequins on my team with no face if it just meant the game that I want to play. What is your favorite video game apart from FIFA? Will you ever stream different contents? You know, over the past couple of years, I haven't really had much time to play, or willingness, to be honest, but yeah, I think the most fun I've had in recent times in other video games would be playing with friends in something like Apex, or when Fortnite was out. That was super fun. But in terms of streaming different contents, maybe, but at the end of the day, there wouldn't be too much desire, and I just don't have the time to get into a game enough right now that would allow me to stream it well enough. But that's where goals comes in, right? If we create the perfect game, the perfect football game, we will have all the content we will ever need. What made you want to become a YouTuber? What were you doing before that? Says Karma J-Star. Well, becoming a YouTuber was kind of an accident, but it was also kind of not. I think the main driving force in YouTube was I was naive into thinking that I could make an impact and make FIFA the game that I love to play, because at the end of the day, I was enjoying playing FIFA so much, but it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I was always told that to make an impact, you needed to back it up with views. And so my thought process was, I'm going to try and make videos that will get views to show what I think about the game. And if I get views and support, then EA are going to see those videos and they're going to make the changes, because I did what was kind of told of me, right? Not by EA, but people told me, if you want changes to happen, you got to get views, you got to get numbers, you got to get a point across. And so I try to do that. That got me views. It didn't change the game, but because I play FIFA anyways, I said I might as well post RTG content. And shout out to you guys, because you guys seem to enjoy it. And so I don't know, one thing led to another, but this really started as a thing that I did because I was trying to make FIFA fun again by telling EA what I think should happen. It didn't work, but out of it, I got other things. So, you know, not all was lost. And now we're working on a game ourselves. So we are where we are. As the video approaches to the end, we didn't really get anything good in the rewards, but we also didn't really finish the games. We just kind of played in a rush on the Sunday. So we'll leave it with just final question from Nigerian Prince asking, are you actually Italian?